What if I told you convicted politicians could still run for office in Kenya? This is Kenya News Update today. Coming up, you'll discover the legal loophole that lets corrupt leaders stay in power and the explosive new proposal to slam it shut. Meet the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, Kenya's top watchdog against graft. For years, they've fought a battle where the rules seemed stacked against them. But here's the twist. The very constitution meant to ensure integrity has a backdoor. And it's about to be challenged in a way that could reshape Kenyan politics forever. The EACC is pushing a new law to bar politicians convicted of corruption from the 2027 general election. They've submitted amendments to the National Assembly, aiming to stop individuals with corruption convictions from running. As Kenya prepares for the 2027 polls, these proposals target legal hurdles that currently weaken integrity requirements. The EACC states these changes aim to build a more honest electoral process. One key proposal involves amending the Leadership and Integrity Act. This change would keep anyone convicted of graft or integrity offenses disqualified unless a court successfully overturns their conviction or sentence on appeal. If passed, this amendment would end the current practice that allows politicians to run for office while their appeals are still pending. The Constitution of Kenya 2010 currently allows individuals to run for office even if they have been convicted of abusing their position or violating integrity laws, provided they are still appealing the decision. In particular, Articles 99 and 193 say that a person is only disqualified after they have tried every possible way to appeal or review. However, the EACC now describes this provision as a backdoor that undermines ethical leadership. EACC Chief Executive Officer Abdi Mohamud argues that the current legal framework allows convicted individuals to remain eligible for clearance simply by showing that an appeal is pending. As a result, these individuals can keep their seats or seek new ones while their legal battles drag on through the courts. Mohamud addressed the Constitutional Implementation Oversight Committee of the National Assembly to discuss Chapter 6 and Chapter 7. He argued that while every citizen is presumed innocent until proven guilty, the situation changes once a court delivers a conviction. At that point, he believes the burden should shift to the convicted individual to prove their innocence through the appeal process. To make this happen, the Commission is seeking to amend Articles 99 and 193 of the Constitution. The EACC contends that these two provisions currently block the state from enforcing the high ethical and moral standards required for political candidates. The two provisions should be amended so that a person remains disqualified until the conviction, sentence, or decision has been successfully appealed against or reviewed. This is because the presumption of innocence remains until one has been found guilty of an offense, whereupon the burden shifts to the accused to demonstrate otherwise through the appellate or review procedure, Mohamud explained. He further warned that individuals found to have violated the Constitution often use pending appeals as a legal loophole to stay in power. But here's what nobody's talking about. This isn't just about 2027. It's about a systemic flaw that has haunted Kenya for decades. Corruption in Kenya has a history that spans from Jomo Kenyatta to Daniel Arap Moi, M.Y. Kibaki, Uhuru Kenyatta, and the current William Ruto administration. Transparency International's reports often place Kenya high on lists of corrupt nations in Africa. The 2010 Constitution was meant to be a fresh start, a beacon of integrity. Yet, these articles have become a shield for the accused. Imagine a politician convicted of embezzling millions. Under current law, they can file an appeal and immediately declare candidacy for the next election. They campaign, they win, and they serve while their case winds through the courts for years. This isn't hypothetical, it's happened. And then something shocking happened. The EACC decided enough is enough. Their proposal shifts the burden of proof. Once convicted, you're out until you prove your innocence on appeal. No more running with a pending case. This could disqualify dozens of politicians eyeing the 2027 polls. The implications are massive. For voters, it means cleaner ballots. For opponents, it's a game changer. But controversy brews. Some say this violates the presumption of innocence. Others argue it's necessary to restore public trust. The tension is palpable, justice versus expediency. The National Assembly now holds the key. If they approve, Kenya could see a seismic shift in political accountability. If they reject it, the back door remains open. But here's the part that will blow your mind. This fight isn't new. It's been simmering since the Constitution was promulgated in 2010. The referendum on August 4, 2010 was supposed to usher in a new era. Yet these articles were the compromise. Now, 16 years later, the EACC is calling for a fix. The stakes, the soul of Kenyan democracy. a more honest electoral process versus legal technicalities. The impact extends beyond politics. It affects every Kenyan who has watched corrupt leaders evade consequences. It's about hope for a system that works. But if this passes, who will be the first to fall? And will it withstand legal challenges? The unanswered question lingers: can a law truly cleanse a system? The payoff is clear. This proposal could redefine integrity in Kenyan politics. Do you think convicted politicians should be barred from running? Drop your take in the comments. Subscribe to Kenya News Update today for more breaking news.